Ferrari, Jimmy Bruni remains at the wheel of the AF Corsa car.
He's obviously managed to get himself in there with super glue, or they've managed to lose the crowbar that they were going to use to take him out of that. Jimmy having way too much fun, having qualified on pole position at the moment as the field streams down the Ullman straight down towards turn 17, which later on you will find from our pictures is very well named as Sunset. And here's the battle for GT. In third position at the moment is the Corvette. There's a touch, and Pat Long goes around, and this could be big danger, and it is, because the ESM car's got in hard on the left-hand side. That was Johannes van Overbeek, and that car is destroyed at the rear end. Good airborne, nothing Johannes can do. He's an innocent bystander, but he's now, having been a passenger, he is now going to be a spectator for the rest of the race. Into the pit lane comes the Corvette, and there's a full course caution. IMSA reacting very quickly there. That's a high-speed accident, and there's damage to the GM Chevy Corvette. The 04 car comes in along pit lane. Jan Magnussen will not be happy. A tap on the right rear while the car was unloaded by the Porsche on the inside. And Pat Long went around as well, but I think, Jeremy, that Pat's gotten away with it. There's some small damage to the Corvette, but the real loser and the innocent bystander was the ESM car. Kelly is down in the Corvette pit.
And as we know, these procedures, they're going to put some fuel in the car first, and they're giving it a good look over. And, man, all eyes are on this 04 at Corvette. Oliver Gavin with his hands on his head. But they're going to assess the damage right now and see what's going on there on the rear. We'll have to see what adjustments they have to make, if it's just a bodywork deal, if there's something more to it. We're going to keep our eyes on it.
Well, they're working. The pits are closed at the moment. They're working on the damage that's being caused. I'm guessing what they're thinking is that they'll take the penalty. Now, that is the ESM car that is stranded at the side of the track. Here's a replay of what went on. Look,
and I think you'll see the car
he's just bounced into
him. Yep.
He's bounced into him. That's nobody's fault, really nobody's fault. Right. I'm sure Magnussen will be unhappy with Pat, but you can't blame Pat Long there. But look at the impact that Johannes van Overbeek got. The tyres did their job and absorbed some of the energy. That
was a heck of an impact, and it's kind of one of those things going to have to hit it on board there with Patrick Long. And look at them, they're going side by side into the corner here. It was certainly Magnussen led into the corner. You know, could he have left Patrick Long a little bit more room? Yes. Did Patrick Long need to try and dive back down again the apex of the corner? Possibly not. So I think there's certainly some blame to be apportioned both ways there. But if I had to place the blame more on one than the other, I'd have to say Patrick perhaps should have given up that position. I mean, Magnussen had a better line into the corner from an outside line, and it is, we know it's rough down there. Look at that, the wheel come off, I think, that ESM Ferrari.
Yeah, that's a rear,
that's a very unfortunate accident.
That's a rear wheel. You can see the drive shaft on there. Johannes van Overbeek still in the car, but all precautions being taken before the take him out. That was a heavy rearward impact. I've got to say, having seen that first replay, there was a huge moment for Patrick Long where the car was airborne at the front end and washed out by a good, maybe as much as 18 inches, maybe a little bit more than that. And the problem is, Jeremy, as you well know, you've raced, that you're on the ragged edge all the time, and particularly through there when your car's moving around, it takes a gust of wind sometimes to knock you offline and get the back end of the car coming round, and the slightest tap there, because the car is on the very, very edge of adhesion, means that from then on, poor Jan was a passenger, but it's Johannes van Overbeek for Extreme Speed Motorsports. Let's have just one more look at it, Jeremy, and let's see again the front end of that Porsche, the way it's bouncing around. This, for me, the best view on this one.
Yeah, and the cars are all bucking around, and you could see, I mean, Patrick's got full right-hand lock on there as he turns into the corner, but as it jumps up in the air, you can see this the concrete runways here at Sebring Airport, at what used to be an airport, and it's rough. It's the